Good evening, listeners, and welcome to Global Pulse for Sunday, the 2nd of June, 2025, broadcasting from the U.S. Eastern Time Zone. Today's program brings you the latest updates across international conflicts and geopolitics, economy and policy, politics and social movements, crime and violence, sports and culture, and natural disasters and environment. From local communities to global perspectives, we've got it covered. Let's dive into the headlines. International conflict and geopolitics. Ukraine and Russia, still far apart after peace talks, but agree prisoner swap. On Sunday, the 1st of June, Ukraine and Russia held a second round of peace talks in Turkey, but the two sides remain far apart on ending their ongoing conflict. Despite the deadlock, both parties agreed to a prisoner swap, offering a glimmer of progress as negotiations continue amidst escalating cross-border attacks. Ukraine bombs Russian airbases in major drone operation. Also on the 1st of June, Ukraine launched what it described as its largest long-range drone attack, targeting 4 Russian airbases in Siberia and striking over 40 warplanes. President Volodymyr Zelensky called the operation a critical message to Russia ahead of peace talks, highlighting Ukraine's ability to strike deep into Russian territory. Israeli forces opened fire near Gaza food distribution site, killing 3. On Monday, the 2nd of June, Israeli forces reportedly opened fire near a Gaza food distribution site operated by the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, killing at least 3 people and injuring dozens. The incident occurred at the same location where over 30 Palestinians were killed on Sunday, the 1st of June, raising concerns about the safety of aid operations in the region. Israel bombs displaced Palestinians in Al-Mawasi, killing 4. On the 2nd of June, an Israeli airstrike targeted tents housing displaced families in Al-Mawasi, Gaza, killing at least 4 Palestinians. The attack has heightened tensions as ceasefire talks falter and humanitarian conditions in Gaza deteriorate further. Russia and Ukraine swap fire as they head to Istanbul peace talks. On the 2nd of June, both Russia and Ukraine exchanged attacks, with Russian shelling killing 5 near Zaporizhia, while Ukraine conducted drone strikes on Russian airbases. Both sides are preparing to present peace settlement proposals at talks in Istanbul, though mutual escalations threaten progress. Israel dares the world to intervene in new West Bank settlement project. Israel announced plans for 22 new settlements in the occupied West Bank on the 2nd of June. Legal expert Diana Boutou described the move as a challenge to international intervention, raising fears of further escalation in the region as Arab ministers were barred from a planned visit to discuss Palestinian statehood. Economy and policy. UK unveils major military boost in face of rising Russian threat. On the 2nd of June, the UK announced significant investments in nuclear warheads, submarines, and munitions to counter what it calls the most immediate threat since the Cold War. Prime Minister Keir Starmer emphasized restoring Britain's war-fighting readiness in response to Russian aggression. U.S. urges Australia to increase defense spending to 3.5% of GDP. On the 2nd of June, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth called on Australia to boost its defense spending to 3.5% of GDP to counter China's growing influence in the Indo-Pacific. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese reaffirmed existing spending increases, prioritizing national defense capabilities. Facebook and Instagram owner Meta to enable AI ad creation by end of next year. Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, plans to roll out AI-driven advertising tools by the end of 2026, a move announced on the 2nd of June that could disrupt traditional advertising agencies and reshape digital marketing. Spending constrains Labour's defence review, but no harm in gradualism. The UK's Labour government released its strategic defence review on the 2nd of June, acknowledging a more dangerous global landscape but adopting a cautious approach to defence spending. The review highlights threats from Russia and China while facing budget constraints. China accuses U.S. of seriously violating trade truce. On the 2nd of June, Beijing accused the U.S. of undermining a recent trade truce after President Trump claimed China had violated their agreement. The dispute follows a 90-day pause in escalating tariffs, with China vowing to safeguard its interests. Politics and social movements. Poland's right-wing candidate Karol Nawrocki wins presidential election. On the 2nd of June, official results confirmed that right-wing historian Karol Nawrocki narrowly won Poland's presidential election with 50.89% of the vote, defeating pro-EU candidate Rafał Trzaskowski. The victory, celebrated by far-right leaders like Hungary's Viktor Orbán, deals a blow to Poland's pro-EU agenda and may destabilize the current government. Growing threats, new weapons, more troops, key points of UK Strategic Defence Review. The UK's Strategic Defence Review, unveiled on the 2nd of June, outlined plans to prepare for a potential full-scale war, emphasizing new weapons, troop readiness, and countering threats from nuclear-armed states like Russia. Prime Minister Keir Starmer vowed to make Britain battle-ready. MIT class president barred from graduation after speaking out on Gaza. Megha Vemuri, MIT's 2025 class president, was barred from her graduation ceremony on May 30 after delivering a speech condemning the university's ties to Israel. The incident, reported on the 2nd of June, has sparked debates over free speech and institutional censorship. Anti-Semitism is real. U.S. leaders condemn attack on Colorado rally for Israeli hostages. U.S. politicians condemned a violent attack on the 1st of June in Boulder, Colorado, where a man allegedly used a makeshift flamethrower at a rally for Israeli hostages, injuring 8. The suspect, Mohammed Sabri Solomon, faces multiple felony charges in what authorities are investigating as a possible anti-Semitic attack. Sweden urged to ban international adoption after damning inquiry findings. A Swedish inquiry concluded on the 2nd of June that the country should ban international adoptions due to decades of unethical practices and child trafficking from nations like South Korea and China. The inquiry accused the Swedish state of human rights violations, prompting calls for an apology. Crime and violence. 3 killed as Israeli forces open fire near Gaza food distribution site. On the 2nd of June, health officials reported that Israeli forces killed 3 people near a Gaza food distribution site following a similar incident on the 1st of June where over 30 were killed. Witnesses claim the shootings targeted civilians seeking aid, while the military said it fired warning shots at suspects. King of the Hill actor Jonathan Joss killed in shooting, aged 59. Actor Jonathan Joss, known for voicing John Redcorn in King of the Hill, was killed in a shooting in Texas on the 1st of June. The 59-year-old was pronounced dead at the scene, with police continuing to investigate the circumstances. Boulder, Colorado attack. Suspect arrested after injuring 8. On the 1st of June, Mohammed Solomon was arrested in Boulder, Colorado, after attacking a pro-Israel rally with a makeshift flamethrower, injuring 8 people. The incident, reported on the 2nd of June, is being investigated as a possible terror attack. 2 Scottish men shot dead outside bar in southern Spain. On the 1st of June, 2 Scottish men were fatally shot outside Monaghan's Irish bar in Fuengirola, Spain by a masked gunman. The incident, reported on the 2nd of June, has shocked the local expatriate community, with authorities still searching for the perpetrator. Al-Qaeda-linked group claims attack on Mali's army. On the 2nd of June, an Al-Qaeda-affiliated group claimed responsibility for a major attack on a Malian army base in Timbuktu, following another assault near the Burkina Faso border. The Malian junta is struggling to contain the growing jihadist threat in the region. Disabled woman killed herself after DWP mistakenly withdrew benefits. A rare second inquest, reported on the 2nd of June, revealed that Jodie Whiting, a 42-year-old disabled woman, took her own life in 2017 after the UK's Department for Work and Pensions mistakenly stopped her benefits, leaving her unable to afford food or pay bills. Sports and culture. Glenn Maxwell retires from ODI cricket but eyes T20 World Cup. Australian cricketer Glenn Maxwell announced his retirement from one-day international cricket on the 2nd of June, but expressed his intent to compete in the T20 World Cup, marking the end of an era for one of the game's most dynamic players. Parmigiano Reggiano sets record for oldest Parmesan. On the 2nd of June, a 27-year-old wheel of Parmigiano Reggiano from Italy's Emilia-Romagna region was celebrated as the oldest edible Parmesan, breaking the previous record by 6 years. The 36 kilograms wheel was hailed as an authentic jewel of nature. Natural disasters and environment. Italy's Mount Etna erupts, spewing plumes of ash. On the 2nd of June, Mount Etna, Europe's largest active volcano, erupted, sending a massive plume of ash and gas into the sky above Sicily. Authorities reported no immediate danger, but tourists were evacuated from the area as a precaution. Nigeria flash floods kill at least 150. Torrential rains in Nigeria's Niger state caused devastating floods in Mokwa City, killing at least 150 people and leaving many missing, as reported on the 2nd of June. The disaster has displaced thousands and destroyed hundreds of homes. Information statement. All news reported today has been verified and sourced from trusted outlets including BBC World, Al Jazeera, and The Guardian. That wraps up today's Global Pulse for the 2nd of June, 2025. We'll continue to bring you daily updates on the stories shaping our world. Thank you for tuning in, and we wish you a wonderful evening. Join us again tomorrow for more news. Good night.